Hi everybody, how you doing tonight? I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to get back to painting. We have another ORK Mek to paint up. Wow, that red looks quite dark on here. It's a brighter red in person, I assure you. But before we get into that, go ahead and do the YouTube things. Like, subscribe, share the stream with one of your buddies who's sitting at home probably thinking about how he should be painting his minis and he's not. We all have one of those. So yeah, that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm gonna paint up this guy. I know he's not on a base. Yes, I've been painting them up on bases. This guy doesn't, with like the classic double stick tape method, he doesn't stay on a base. So he's gonna need a bit of a pool of super glue to hold himself onto his base, but that's just fine. I'm just gonna jump into it because I'm excited. I'm excited. Indeed. Tap down. So, only thing I've done so far is put some black on my wet palette because, of course, that's where we're going to start. But, yeah. Other than that, I'm just excited to have a chill night at the workbench. I know I zeroed out the noise on my microphone, but there's just a little squeak in the workbench today. It might be my light. Interesting, I've never noticed that before. But yeah. This is yet another... Oh, let me go ahead and do that. Oh, I also should message the fine folks over at Gear Guts Mech Shop about joining their little affiliate program. But for now, I'm going to drop a link to this model in the description because he's really fun. Claw walkers, I think? Yeah. So for reference, I am using his claw walker. Wow. I am using his claw walker line as my armature models, though a couple of them I've scaled up. This guy I scaled up a little too big for one, and then I've got another one that I haven't quite finished printing yet and built that I scaled up a little bit less, but still just a little bit, and that's mostly just to match the height of an armature more than anything. Like I said, that first brigand is a little bit bigger, but yeah, that's to, again, more just to match the height, match the silhouette of an armature model more. So there we go. Pop that in the description. Meant to do that before the stream, but ran a little tight on time. Had a couple things begging for my attention. So, but we're here now. We're painting now. On to the chill part of the night. Would love to get to highlighting this red because that's just going to be so much fun on this guy, but for quite a few, there's quite a big chunk of black I need to go back over because well, I wanted this guy to be mostly red, so there's a pretty thorough coverage with the airbrush on him when it came to doing the base coat of red. This, okay, so since I started printing those, hey, Photosynthesis man, how you doing? Welcome in on this fine Thursday. What was I saying? So since I started printing these models, this has been one of the ones I've been most excited about painting. He's just so silly. And if you follow that link to the listing, you see he's normally posed very like knuckles down on the ground, aggressive forward. And I immediately went, no, that's not gonna happen. So I like the arms up in the air posing I went with. Very whimsical, very fun. So yeah. Hey, glad you're doing good. Hope everyone watching's having a good night. We are back at it with another orc model, which is always a good day. Painting orcs is always fun. Granted, I have painted not a single mob of boys, and I'm sure that gets quite not fun after 20 or 30. Myself a paper towel. I'm kind of bummed at how like ruddy and muddy this base coat of red looks on camera. I guarantee you it's a very nice like deep red, like dark red, but it's not super brown. For some reason my camera, I've got the light on pretty white. The light's not super warm, so don't know why it's coming through so brown on the camera. This black should be just a little thinner. It's not really flowing off my brush the way I want it to. Might be a little too far the other way. Two thin coats, right? Luckily, this is one of the spots that got the least amount of black spray. Yeah. Oh, Photoman, what do you think of the new balance update? I didn't look at the Tau stuff. Though, as I think I said on a previous stream, the new Kroot releases are actually a little bit exciting. I'm gonna have to admit. I will say overall I'm pretty pleased with how the balanced data slate came out for my armies. Custodes got our save against dev wounds back. Space Marines didn't change all that much. And Chaos Knights got cheaper. So, all good things to me. Nothing ridiculous, just enough that I felt my armies felt the presence of James' workshop. Though I will say the save against dev wounds for my Custodes is actually pretty big. And again, not gonna make us broken, not gonna make us the best army in the game, but is gonna get us back to where when the rules were written, back to what was intended. Custodes should always have a save. I mean, I think at some point every model should always have a save, but I know why. I understand why. Yet they don't. Oh, what just happened? Oh, why did you change? Why did you crash? Did the stream crash? No? Stream didn't crash. Did anything happen? Did anything shift? Did anything change? I don't know. So all of a sudden my YouTube Studio page closed down. Odd. Something I want to think about while I'm doing the black, because it will make my life a little easier if I go back and do black, is because this guy kind of looks like Claptrap from the Borderlands games. So here, let me get a reference window in here for you. Window capture. Get ourselves, again, sorry for the stream jank, but kind of want to leave this on screen. Okay, so, ooh, janky stream. So we'll put this right over here for now. This is the model. And it's kind of the normal posing. Like, I don't like how like gorilla forward he is in this posing. I mean, he looks fine, but my posing's more fun. Hold on, what do I want to do? Just in case Googling this video game character comes up with some cursed stuff. Okay, looks safe. Back to it. So kind of the idea here. This down a bit. Left of the screen. Cool. Is to kind of mimic this guy's paint job just a bit. All of his stuff is very. Okay, it's white. It's yellow with the white bands through the middle. And I'm not gonna make him yellow because, well, he's a carnivore. He's not rich, he doesn't have the DACA, so he can't be a bad moon. And he's fast, so of course he's gonna be an evil sun. So he's red. So it's really just that that white belly band he's got going for. Okay, it's just a white belly band. Okay, that's not even. That's less reference that I thought I was gonna want. Okay. Well, then we'll just freehand him a little white belly band. It's probably gonna go. I'm so tempted to just try to pop these little DACA guns off, because I know they're going to be annoying to paint around, but I also know I stuck them on with a good amount of super glue, so they're not going anywhere. But let's just try and get in here. Go about like this. And this skull is gonna be probably black. Yeah. Because I do want it to stand out, so we can just go ahead and hit. Well, let's get the other end of this going before we move on to a new challenge. Just a bit of red between the belly band and the skull. Give us some nice separate. Wow, I am mumbling today. We'll have a little bit of red between the belly band and the skull, just to give us that nice extra bit of readability, extra bit of separation between the two features of our paint job. Color in our skull. Including the sides protrusion. Guess it's technically a deboss, isn't it? You know what I mean. The sticky outy bit. Every time I paint one of these models, I just am thinking the whole time of like, man, I cannot wait to put this on the table. I cannot wait to see someone's reaction when I plunk this down on the table. Man, I want to take this to the shop and play. And I'm almost to the point. I need to print for my old 2,000 points list, which I now realize is not going to actually reach to be 2,000 points. Because when I was looking at the data slate on Tuesday, Battlescribe was still updating and could not pull up my list. But this is not going to be full 2,000 points, which means I am going to need... I would love another Armiger model. But I'm tempted, if the points work out to where I can do, because my original list had 2 carnivores in it. If I could only run one carnivore, but with the new points changes, be able to fit in a rampager, which is the cheapest Questoricized Knight. That would be a lot of fun. I don't think I can. There's definitely not, you know, what is that, 150 points worth of points cut in it? Especially since it's really just the Tyrant and the Despoiler that went down in points, and I think the Brigands went up in points. So I would like to be able to run a 7th Armiger, or run 5 Armigers and have a Rampager. But we'll see. But fairly soon, honestly, maybe I already do. Maybe I need to finish that building that Brigand model. But I definitely have 1,500 points. So I could definitely get an A game with these guys before too long. Which means I have to actually read all the Chaos Knights rules and actually learn all the Chaos Knights rules, because the lads at my local shop do not play light. They like to go for it. I mean, we're all very friendly people. We all honestly play with a lot of graciousness and a lot of grace. But like, we're in it, you know, everybody's in it to win it. Everybody's in it to have a good time. So it's kind of know your stuff and play hard. Alright, so looking at this belly band, I'm gonna want to extend it back. Man. Now I'm really wishing I hadn't put these guns on. This whole belly band thing would be a lot easier to do without them in the way. But again, with this painting style, with this army, it does not have to be the crispest straight line freehand in the world. It's actually kind of better if it is a bit of a shaky line and a bit of a rough shape. But, you know, still want to be careful with it. Still want to be purposeful with it. Some of these bits just are going to be black, so might make picking this back apart when we go to our gray. It's a bit confusing, but it'll work out. It'll all work out. Okay. The other side, I'm going to start from the back, just so it at least starts and ends in the same place, because across the front's pretty good. We go right off here. nice ledge line. That. Just gonna come here. See, and now not only is the gun in. Hey, Cheese Cannon, good morning to you. Where are you phoning in from? If you're saying good morning, because it is solidly in the evening here. This is gonna be annoying because of this arm is in the way too. So yeah. Luckily, it's quite a narrow band at this point. So, as long as it exists, it barely does at that. Florida. Okay, so you're just nocturnal. Good to know. How you doing tonight? I'm a little envious. I'm sure the weather's quite a bit nicer down there than it is where I'm at. Different portion of the East Coast. Ooh. Well, I already hit it. It's gonna look just fine. I'm gonna put some more white on his lid just because it will look nice. So we're basing it in black here. And I thought right as I put the brush down, I was like, oh wait, maybe I should do the raised ring, but too late now. And to be perfectly honest, the recessed ring is bigger and is probably going to look just fine. So there's that. Very nice, very nice. Then we'll have this little latch wheel on the lid actually be black. Which I'm kind of two minds on a thing right now with this army. I can't decide whether or not I want to introduce metallics to the color schemes. Not even that, lol, just a standard grading. Things are alright for me, weather's fine. Yep, that's sounds like, I guess it's February now, February in Florida. What was the thing? Oh yes, metallics. Do y'all think I should put metallics in on this army? Cause while on, they're sitting next to me. Let me finish marking out this black. And to be honest, I think the answer might be just on the large knights. On these guys, I think it works just fine, having it just be basically 2 main colors. But on the bigger knights, because there's so many details, I would kind of like to be able to do metallics in places. Also bigger details, so they printed nicer. They're, you know, the more centerpiece models, so I've taken more time cleaning them up than I have on the little guys, even though these little guys still look great. I don't know. What do y'all think? What's y'all's take on it? I guess a good thing to be would be to go look at some Borderlands content, because that is where this paint style is kind of inspired from. The Borderlands comic book style. And like, the real answer is probably to do crude non-metallic metal, which just means I need to play with more of my grays and pull out, because I have a golden brown, so I can play with that to do like brasses and bronzes and gold. Just on centerpiece model sounds good. That's where I'm leaning. Especially with I don't know if y'all have seen the war boss for this army, but he's quite large. And his arms are just magnetized, so they fall off every now and then. But yeah, he's a big boy. So I'm gonna have to break up his girth somehow. But I don't know. Of course, he's gonna be green because he's the war boss, and green is the best color. I meant to do this before the stream. I'm gonna do it right now because no one can tell me I can't. I meant to do a post about my despoiler proxy, YouTube Studio. Do I have a picture? That one will do. Save downloads. I want to do a poll really quick on the community tab on what color this guy should be. We'll do a... Can I do a text poll with an image? No, I can't. Why? Image poll. Okay, we'll do this. We'll do this. Oh my. Go in there. Oh, okay, no, that's gonna be work to fix. Never mind. Yes, oh my, indeed, he is quite the lad. After the stream, go check out the community tab. I'll put up a poll on what color my despoiler models should be. So my Questoris sized knight, the first knight I printed for this army, actually, because I'm doing a bonus stream this week on Sunday. Soft announcement here. That is going to be housed on my YouTube, or not my YouTube, on my Instagram, but I'm trying to see if I can't port it over here, and it's going to be on YouTube because Jack Gaz Masters from across the pond. Hey Derek, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Just announcing that next week again this week on Sunday. Still we're figuring out the time. Jack Masters or Jack Gazmasters on Instagram. Also known as The Joy of Painting on Instagram. Go give him a follow. He is the guy who inspired this army. He is the first person I ever saw do what he calls Morkanites and what I'm calling a Stomp of Wah. And he's honestly been a big help the past couple weeks. He's reached out to me on Instagram and we've chatted a little bit, theory crafting on what we can do with these armies. And he asked if I would want to do a Instagram live with him sometime. So I think we're gonna make it happen this Sunday. Over on my Instagram, and with any luck I'll find a way to port it over here, but just in case, there's my link tree should be in the description. Go ahead and follow that and you can find my other platforms, just to make sure y'all don't miss out on that. I'll also make a short announcing it once we have the time. I'll probably do a short and a community post and all the things once we have the time solidified. We're trying to figure out the whole time zone difference things because he lives on another continent. But it should be fun. It'll be fun to get to talk to him, not over text for once, and just chat about our thoughts on this crazy army idea. Because it's just so much fun. It's so much fun. And that's where with this week, it ended up being with me only having one stream this week to paint on. I was like, I'm not touching Space Marines. I know it's what brings in the views, but I want to paint an orc. So I will paint Space Marines probably soon, probably next week. And don't take my tone wrong. I do genuinely enjoy. I really love the way my Space Marines turn out. I love the way they look. But this army just sparks such like childhood giddy joy because it's just so ridiculous and silly. I'm a fan. If you can't tell, I'm a fan of the things I do. Which is why I share them with you all. What about you all? What are your favorite projects to work on? Whether they be armies to build, armies to paint, lore to write, games to play. Justice League versus Warhammer. So just the Justice League, I need more detail on that. Give me a subset of Warhammer, like the Imperium, or like a chapter of Space Marines. Because, like, don't get me wrong, regardless of what you say, the Justice League is going to put some work in, but depending on the scale of the engagement, there's only so many members of the Justice League. Modeling, generally my fave, but I've been trying to print Piper's models. Yeah, it's, honestly, this is one of the reasons I started streaming again, is because I realized that the beginning of the year, the beginning of the new year, as it always is in my line of work, was gonna be a stressful time, and that if I didn't have an extra reason to do it, I wouldn't sit down and hobby and do what helps me relax. Because like sitting here and painting a model like if I wasn't on stream, and maybe I would tonight because I had a good day tonight, and I had a good day today, but I would sit here and I'd throw on a show, put on an audiobook, which by the way, I just started an awesome book. Shoot, what's it called? I'm gonna shout this out because I'm like 3 chapters in and I'm loving it. The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wong, freaking masterpiece. And I'm in the middle of the 5th chapter. Would highly recommend. World building wise, it feels a lot like Avatar: The Last Airbender, because it's like magic's based in like manipulating the quote unquote elements. But it's very like technology exists, and so like the main characters would be waterbenders, but specifically they're ice benders. But they like are talking about how like there's jet fighters, and it's like the government's experimenting with stealth jets and crap. It's like, but at the same time, this guy's magic, this guy's family's like inherited magic technique is supposed to be like a super weapon. So super cool. Would highly recommend it. Go check it out. But to my point is, if even if I wasn't on stream, I would sit here and I'd throw something on and I'd paint this because it helps me relax. But I knew going into January that if this was going to be a stressful couple months for me. So I was like, okay, let me start up the YouTube again. I've been thinking about it. If I set myself a schedule like that and have it be more than just like I'm scheduling time for myself, if I schedule streams, if I make it a thing where I'm making content again, I'm more likely to actually sit down and paint or build models, or and then I get excited about them, and I'm more likely to reach out to my local group and be like, hey, Sunday's my day off, who wants a game? So speaking of, I should probably drop a line before too long. I could not get a game last week. Tyranids or Imperium wants to conquer. Okay. I'm assuming this is in relation to the Justice League. Here's my teardown. Tyranids against the Justice League. The Justice League wins. They have fought enough things that are hive mind, swarm based. They can make this happen. But this is before we get to the fact of like, Batman will actually like do the paperwork and take the time to understand what the heck they're fighting in the Tyranids, which is something no one in the 40k verse has bothered to do yet. So Tyranids versus the Justice League, my money's on the Justice League. I think it's gonna be tight. I think it's gonna be hard. But I think if you're taking like, a reasonable sample of the Justice League, so like when the Justice League is massive and when the Justice League already has a galaxy scale presence, this is the version of the Justice League I think we have to talk about in reference to Warhammer. Because if it's just the like on Earth, yes, they might be based in the Watchtower. It's like, maybe a dozen people. No, there's just not enough manpower in the Justice League to make a difference. That being said, the Imperium, I think, is more interesting in a way against the Justice League. And I honestly, I think this comes back to, the Panda Red, one of my favorite content creators over on TikTok. Saw him go off on this rant again because, it's a pet peeve of his. Comic books have always been political, and most media usually is political in nature, and I mean, 40K is no exception. Warhammer 40K and the Imperium especially is a satirical narrative on Cold War era fear and post Cold War era reflection on both the Cold War and the World Wars, and you know what's the most extremely terrible human situation we can create. And that's what makes it interesting. That's why it's a thing, is because it is that satirical extreme commentary. But to my point, because superheroes are always going to be at some point in their writing, it's a very meta argument to make, I'm realizing. It's gonna depend on what the characters think of the Imperium. Because on the one hand, I think Clark Kent's Superman, specify a little bit, Clark Kent's Superman, the Superman, is going to be incredibly outraged by the state of humanity, and is going to immediately try to go on, quite literally, a crusade. But I don't know who all else would immediately jump on the anti-Imperium bandwagon with him. I think to some extent Batman might actually be the one to admit defeat in this situation, as he would fully understand what it would take to overthrow the Imperium, because this is not something that is, at this point with the Justice League, this is not going to become, something akin to the 13th Black Crusade that is an all-out war between the Imperium and this other being. I think it's going to become a war of shadows and a war of politics with the Green Lanterns, whichever ones they have, the Martian Manhunter, Batman, the Flash, like these very charismatic but espionage capable members of the Justice League. It's gonna be them trying to almost reset the political structure and reset the bureaucracy of the Imperium more than anything. And then if anything, you're going to end up with like Superman and Wonder Woman becoming, basically leaders. Like, I think their best play would go become leaders of the Imperial cult, to become living, pose as living saints, and then have Cyborg try to infiltrate the Mechanicus. I'm trying to pull up more members of the Justice League, and my brain's bringing up Marvel characters. But I think this argument can go the other way for... Damn, so deep. Well, no, this is just the only way I see this being anything other than the Justice League, like, slowly being hunted down by Inquisitors and Custodians. Because... while yes, Warhammer will always win the power creep battle, flat out, I think there's a lot to be said for what the intent of our narrators in all of these, not topics, and all these settings is. And it's always to entertain us, their audience, but more than that, I think it's to not destroy their characters. And so... these super recognizable characters, what we might call plot armor, can become a self-preservation instinct. And I think with Batman being the incredible genius that he is, and also people like Martian Manhunter and Cyborg to lead them, it's gonna be this immediate understanding of, like, we cannot fight this on a battlefield. we have to change this system if we want to. And they would want to, because again, it's in their name, the Justice League, protecting humanity, protecting the good peoples of the Earth and of the galaxy. I think the people who are going to struggle the most are going to be Superman and the Green Lanterns. It depends. Hal Jordan Green Lantern absolutely does not do this well. Kyle Rayner, even worse. Kyle Rayner would probably be okay. Guy Gardner gets shot by the first Inquisitor he sees. Or by the first Guardsman he sees. I think... oh shoot, why am I doing this? Why is my brain failing me? Let's see if this gives me a list of names. Not the first. Okay, Jon Stewart, I think, would actually understand the assignment and do well. Kyle Rayner, I think, would figure it out and be able to be useful to the league. I think Hal Jordan and the annoying one. Where's the vest? I think it's Guy something. Anyway, those two, completely useless to the league. Plastic Man, I don't know that I care all that much. Good character, don't get me wrong, good character, very cool power set. Okay, but actually no, see, this is where I'm gonna get caught in a catch-22, because for my entire life of enjoying superheroes and comic book characters, I've always dismissed the Mr. Fantastics, the Plastic Mans, the rubber characters, Elastigirl, this ability set. But watching One Piece has proven to me that being stretchy is actually a really, really powerful superpower. So, okay, to more directly answer your question, I think personality-wise, I think Plastic Man's gonna fall into depression in the first 5 minutes and not be able to cope. I think if he can get pulled out of this, I think he would get behind the program and be able to help. But honestly, this might be my, okay, long story short, here's my take. I think Batman just goes and has a conversation with Gilliman. Hands down, I think Batman just goes. I know Shazam. Shazam would be struggling because he's a bunch of little kids, and the psychology would get to him. Shazam would be in with the Superman Wonder Woman group of poses as living saints and basically following orders from Batman, those characters often do in the stories where the Justice League isn't at odds with each other, with itself. But no, I think Shazam is actually a awesome example of a character that could fit into that posing as a living saint style setting. Just imagine if those kids landed on Krieg, put on gas masks, and were like, well, at least we can hide now. Oh, wait, we're in this terrible war zone. Shazam! All the little Kriegsmen just start having anime-style nosebleeds. Actually, someone animate that. I want to see that. That'd be hilarious. But okay, no. Hot take, full take. Too long, didn't read. I think Batman just goes and has a conversation with Gilliman. And I think off of that, he and Gilliman would come to a mutual understanding of hey, let's actually, like, okay, yes, your father's original imperial truth. Let's work for that. You know, the original imperial creed, creed of the emperor is not a god, the emperor is a man. Science, technology development, you know, everyone fighting for the good of humanity. Let's get back to that. You know, a united humanity. Let's fight back for that. And I think the Justice League then becomes essentially Gilliman's Inquisition, like Gilliman's private chapter of the Inquisition. And I think the best part of this is this could lead to there being a full, like, series of Primaris, of course, Primaris-based Space Marine chapters founded. That, you know, one is led by Superman, one is led by Batman, and one is led by Hawkman and Hawkwoman. And I think, because here's what you do: you give them the Traitor Gene Seed guys. You give Batman Alpha Legion stock. You give Wonder Woman. Oh shoot, what do you give Wonder Woman? You might give Wonder Woman Thousand Suns because she understands magics. You give Dr. Fate Thousand Suns. Oh man, see, now this is fun. You give oh shoot, I gotta pull up a list of the Traitor Legions to do this right. You give Iron Hands to Cyborg. You give who do you give you give Death Guard stock to Superman, because they won't falter. They won't break their line. They'll keep pushing forward. You give the Hawk people's Luna Wolf stock, because they just push forward and drive forward and bust heads. I'm stuck on. Oh no. You give Batman a mix. Well, no, you don't give Batman. No, you give Batman a mix of Night Lords and Alpha Legion. Absolutely, you do that. You give the Green Lanterns word bearers. Get that power of willpower and belief going. Who do you give Emperor's Children to, and who do you give World Eaters to? Shit. Not the Justice League as a hip-hop collaborative based out of North Carolina. List of Justice League members. Here we go. The Flash. Oh, would you give the Flash... Well, no, you give the Flash white scars. Of course. Ooh, Martian Manhunter getting Emperor's Children would be interesting, because working for self-perfection, working for self-worth. Beast Boy solos. Beast... No, you give Beast Boy World Eaters. But also Beast Boy is just the best. Oh man, I just forget about so many. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting about so many Justice League members. There's so many. Oh my gosh. Because let me be honest, I grew up on the was it the JLA cartoon? I had a couple of DVDs of these, so I watched these DVDs all the time. Batman was my favorite character, because Batman is the best character. I mean, he's not, but like Batman, it's Batman. So yeah, that, I think, that was a very, very long tangent, and I have completely lost my train of thought on where I am on this model. Yeah. So I think, long story short, depending on the circumstances and depending on how the Justice League decides to go about it, the Justice League could take down the Imperium. And I think they would definitely try. But I think they have to fight for it. And their best chance is probably just sending Batman, of course, Bruce Wayne Batman, not Dick Grayson Batman. Sending Bruce Wayne to talk to Gilliman. Is that really my final answer? I think that's my final answer. That was fun. Give me another. Someone else hit me with a fun hypothetical. And don't say Avengers. The Justice League is better than the Avengers. Come on, no one else got me. No one else have a tangent I can go off on? I don't want to just pick one, because it wouldn't be something y'all are interested in me rambling about for the next 20 minutes. Ooh, I saw a chat move. I heard the Emperor can solar No. See, okay. The Emperor can solo DC. The Emperor couldn't solo Earth. When Earth was nothing but a bunch of techno-barbarians. The Emperor cannot solo DC. The Emperor's power isn't in his standalone abilities. While he is incredibly strong, his power is in his ability to create. Again, this is where the Holy Emperor is a god thing originally should come from. Is the Emperor conquered Terra because he created the Thunder Warriors. The Emperor conquered the galaxy for humans over again because he created the Primarchs and therefore the Astartes. The Emperor created the Imperium, or the Emperor conquered the Imperium, conquered humanity, because he was able to create the Imperium with enough structure to retain everyone. So, no. Like, this is just one of those scaling questions to me that's like this, because not only are you just like, oh, like, yes, you're obviously referencing like the headline characters, but there are so many. There are so many characters in DC. He would just get swamped. Like the Emperor would just get swamped. You know, yes, he made an entire legion of Astartes kneel before him in his presence. With a thought, sure. Were those Space Marines actually gonna fight him? Yes, he could have easily killed Horus in an even one-on-one fight. Once Horus got juiced up, that became a lot harder. Now, granted, I haven't looked into the End of the Death Part 3. Besides, I heard a rumor that they did confirm the bit where there is a single guardsman who stands between Horus and the Emperor. Which, if that's true, I am freaking stoked. Because that's the absolute pinnacle of balls of steel. But no, I don't. I think the once you get past this, if you're talking about incredibly powerful individuals, once you get past the single, maybe double digits, the Emperor can't solo all that much. Now I'm just realizing I need to take these rants and like script them out a little bit and then film them and throw them up on TikTok and just throw them up as shorts because they do very, very well as shorts. So thank you for that inspiration. Because, like, come on, if it pops up on your feed, okay, I thought of one. Because the warp powers, yes, as far as a psyker, as far as his powers of the immaterium, this is what makes him powerful. Well, I guess then there's this question, because this whole time I've been referencing pre-Golden Throne Emperor. Because this is the Emperor we know anything about. The Emperor who might be able to do such things like solo other multiverses and timelines is a possible post-Golden Throne Emperor. If the rumors of him being almost ascendant to deity, him becoming the fifth chaos god, the chaos god of devotion and faith and loyalty, this could be an individual who could just roll up into a DC universe and give it a run for its money. And by no small feat by the fact that he could infect the denizens of that world. People living there, sorry, I'm waxing all poetic. He could affect them and have cults on on Earth Prime on DC, on Earth 616 in Marvel. This could be a thing. Sorry. Give me 1 second, chat. I'm gonna have to pop off for just a minute. See, my roommate might have locked herself out of the house. Let's see. So, okay, yes. So I concede to your counterpoint of the Emperor with his warp powers and his without the possible restrictions, or, you know, self-imposed or otherwise. This is where the Emperor's true possible power does shine, which is where I think it would be incredibly interested to get a more, you know, just in general, more information about the Emperor. Okay, I will be right back, chat. I'm gonna go let my roommate in the house, and then I'll be back. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. Be a good roommate, folks. I need more black. Where's... Oh, that's over there. Yeah. Ugh. Sorry. Just realized the red I used to base coat this guy was not in my rack. So, I had to reach over and grab it. We are almost to the point where we get to put a different color on our wet palette. Hooray! This guy's gonna look so good in like another 3-4 hours of painting. But you know, good results take time. And it's just 3 or 4 hours of painting. It's not all that bad. Oh, because I put that thumb not there. That's why that's different. Okay, cool. I was like, why is there an extra nubbin on this knuckle on this hand? It's because this index finger is actually the thumb part. But I wanted him to be pointing, so he has he's different hands. Which is fine, it's orcs, they build all their stuff differently. Besides, the pointing pose is just too good. Just too dang good. Get rid of that circle, I think. Yeah. Just the big knuckles, I think, is enough. This shit might already be dry, though. I sent chat. Like, oh wait, okay. I thought we were okay. CNA, I sent chat links. Got the power scaling from Web Compared. I have not heard of him. Didn't see those links pop up in chat. I might have. I think I have links turned off for public chats for, you know, safety reasons. What you could do is on, I think on this, but on any of my videos there is there's an email about commissions. If you drop the link in there, I'll take a look at it. But don't go spamming that email, because that email does have a purpose. Thank you very much. But yeah, the whole like power comparing, power scaling issue is always rough for me, because I tried to look into like, okay, what's the point of, like, what's the intent of the author? What's the intent of the author and of the narrator? Because like, one of my favorite examples is like Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? Canonically, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, Aang does not kill people. Ever. Like, this is just not an option for him in his mind. He does not kill people. Period. Yet he spends how much time just like knocking Fire Nation soldiers and tanks and random people just off fucking cliffs? With no second thought? It's like, okay, obviously this is an affectation of our narrators, of our artists, of our writers, to just get those people off screen. Because there'd be a lot of questions if we didn't see a boatload of Fire Nation soldiers, but we also for the narrative and to keep the story going, we have to get them out of the way. So Aang blows them off a cliff. They fall. We don't see what actually happens to them. We can say Aang doesn't kill. We can say they were all fine, and it's fine because we don't see it. You just suspend your disbelief a little bit. And this is the same thing for, like, you know, because every power scaling video, especially, you know, every power scaling video that, you know, does the ridiculous thing of including anime, just starts just making goo eyes at Goku the entire time. Because the whole point of Dragon Ball, granted, I haven't watched Dragon Ball, but to my knowledge, the whole point of Dragon Ball is to just be a powerful dude. You know, and granted, there's a lot of that, especially in Shogun anime. Not Shogun anime, Ronin anime. Like I said, I'm a big One Piece fan. It's like, yes, a good portion of One Piece is just Luffy and the gang trying to get more powerful. Luffy has a goal outside of just being a badass. And granted, being a badass is almost more of a side effect of his journey. Anyway, Hail Hydrate. The whole power scaling issue tends to be one of inconsistencies in opinion. So I usually don't put too much stock into it, but it's fun. It brings up, it can spark a lot of fun little conversations. So I'll humor it. We're going to go in with a bright warm gray as our white base coat, and then we will do highlights in titanium white. But got to start somewhere. So besides, this will cover better than flat white, and I'm still gonna have to do 2 or 3 coats. And okay, I'm just gonna circle back to the power scaling thing. Warhammer always wins for power scaling because that is the point of Warhammer. The point of Warhammer is to be the ridiculously overpowered, overblown future fantasy setting. This is the point of Warhammer 40k, 30k, whatever you want to call it. I know a lot less about Warhammer Fantasy, but I would not be surprised to learn that it shares that trait quite heavily, especially AOS. And this isn't a bad thing. This is 100% not a bad thing. This is, again, what makes it what it is and what makes it fun. But when you start comparing things, you kind of have to keep that in mind. Of like, oh, just by canon lore claims, Warhammer's always gonna win. And yes, this is coming from the guy who just gave Warhammer 2 L's to the Justice League. But you asked my opinion, not what the supposed facts of our incredibly ridiculous setting that we enjoy so much say. And let's be honest, we all know the truth. At the end of the day, orcs always win, so nothing else matters. Aha! Thank you. If I start getting tired of painting, we can actually look at that. But I might just take a glance at that site, just in general, because it might be interesting. Oh, work group chat, please go away. I am done with you for the day. The videos. He has 40 plus years of Warhammer. Yeah. His opinion probably is better informed than mine, as I think I have 2.5 years of Warhammer. So it'll be fun. I'll look at that. I'll take a glance. Ooh. Spilled a little white. Gotten a little too set on there. It's fine. I'll have to break this red back out and do some cleanup anyways. But before that, man, he's already starting to look cool. I think he needs some white on his arms. I think he wants some white on his arms. More racing stripes. More racing stripes. I think we're going from the middle finger up. We're gonna take this. We're gonna go this. We're gonna just go on down his forearms. This. Yeah, that'll be good. We'll get the other arm going. He's an evil skull. Evil skull? No. Evil sun. He should have some racing stripes. So, I think those will give him an extra pop. Because, like, really, this was the little accent colors were an unintended thing, and then I did this first model, and it's like, he needs just a little something, and just the orange stripes on this guy, the yellow checkering on the other guy just really makes it just pop. Should have painted him gray. To make I don't get that reference. I will admit that reference goes above my head. That is not what I know. Sorry. Ready to make him gunnier? Like more gun? Is that an orc color? Because if it is, it's not an orc color correlation I've been aware of. Gray to make it gunnier. If that's the case, then my brigands need to be gray, not yellow, because yellow is kind of a pain in the butt to paint. It says the guy with a white Space Marine army. Anyway. I need to know if that's an actual orc color combo thing. I might have to go to the wiki to look that up. Oh yeah, he's all coming together. The only question is I'm not sure what color to do his eye glow as. Probably yellow, because it'll stand out nicely. But yeah, cool. But that's our base coats. So now we're on to our second thin coat. So just keep going. There's nothing too pressing. Power! Oh, I see. Yeah, no. It's all good, so let's just keep on trucking. Let's start with the wheel again. So two thin coats. Great policy. I can barely, like, especially on the wheel, like I can barely see it going on, but there's just a couple last specks of red hiding in the crevices that I'm definitely trying to hit. It's just gonna even out the rest of it. The orc color, I thought gray was more gun. Imagine in battle, a mech grows 10 machine. What do you mean grows? Cause like, I doubt that he would just like have more guns up here, but his gun could be gunnier, so it could shoot harder or faster. Like more rapid. This would be more of my interpretation, but it would be very funny if he just like grew a gun out of his head in the middle of a fight, or out of his mega armor. Bigger cow. I mean, something like this. Like, if you want like a cartoon style thing, like yes, the barrel literally growing off the gun would be a great. But like, makes a bigger boom. The projectile goes faster. You know. Oh, now the projectile explodes on impact. Has a higher rate of fire. You know, so more DACA. Like this kind of thing is where my brain goes. Or just like someone grabbed the corner on Photoshop and just like boop and made it bigger. The blue thing on the side, this blue thing on the side, this is the second model you still can't see it there. This is the second model I painted for this army. This is one of my Wa Dog Huntsmen I'm running him as. So it's the I guess one of the one melee, one ranged option guys. This is one of two models I have fully painted, like I said. We'll probably always run him with the Melta Lance and the Claw, because the Claw is just comically powerful. Yeah, so that's him. And then just standing over here without a base, because I am starting to work on bases for the guys, is the first one I painted. So yeah, blue. Blue for these guys because they are my not bad moves, Death Skulls guys, because they are lucky, because they can, you know, they get lucky with their good shooting, their good DACA, and then they can get in and crump and get the good loot and get out. So that's why they're blue. And so I don't know if I've said this stream. I'm trying to keep saying it because I'm just waiting for the day someone just goes, "Oh my God, why would you do that to your opponent? They'll never know what your models ever mean. Why would you do a full proxy army?" Brr, 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 brr. Like, calm down. I have a plan for this. I've made, or at least I've started to make, because again I haven't decided the color for my not Desecrator, Despoiler yet, though I think he's gonna be purple. I'm still gonna put it up to a vote. Again, should be live pretty soon after the stream tonight, because that'll probably be what I work on Sunday on stream, depending on what that stream setup actually looks like. I'm gonna make a note card that is simply a color swatch and a name. So it's, you know, this is the list. So there's a Night Tyrant is green, big and green. Night Spoiler, big and purple. Night Huntsman, blue. or Wall Dog Carnivore red. Wall Dog Carnivore. What did I just say? I just repeated myself. Wall Dog Carnivore red. Wall Dog Huntsman blue. Wall Dog Brigand currently yellow, but I might be switching to gray. But like, I think that might be a little too same. I could do green. I could do green for the Brigands. Maybe I just need to get a better yellow, because I just have the golden yellow by Permacro, and it's fine. It just doesn't cover all that well, and is really bright, so I wouldn't want to use it as the base tone. But again, I could get another yellow. I'll help that out. One thing I'm really excited for is my other Brigand model has an orc peeking out the top, and this came out actually really, really nice. So he's sitting over there on that with the rest of the pieces for his stomp boat, which is not constructed, but it's sitting there. It's gonna get worked on. But yeah, so I'll have a cheat card this way. Just make it easier on my opponent, even though, like, I know when I go to play the games, you might tell me exactly what a thing is, but you know, 8 times out of 10, I probably don't know what the heck it does. But still, for reference, it will be helpful. This is an idea I got off Curioth, of Curioth TV, and I guess now of Adeptus Ridiculous, because he has Age of Sigmar army that's super cool. He calls it his Cosmic Horror Mega Gargants, and they're all crazy kit bash models, like massive kit bash models for the Mega Gargants army, which, you know, like big giants, and like they just look ridiculous. But what he did was he took good pictures of them, put them in Photoshop, and then did it by the silhouette of the model, which I think, again, very, very good idea, very good way to do it. Making it just that bit easier on everybody, because I don't really want to repeat sculpts in this army ever, because that kind of defeats the purpose. Yes, okay, I know my huntsmen are incredibly similar. They're not the same sculpt. This STL kit did come with parts to do 2 unique ones, specifically the body bit here. The torsos are different, but they both have different weapons. So this guy has a claw and a chain gun. The other guy has the melta lance and the sword, chain sword. But I'm probably always gonna run them as the same, just for my own ease. You know, like this is what I do with my Custodes. Like, yes, I model my Custodes, Alaris Terminators with the axes because they look cooler. I get to a game and while we're, you know, declaring our formations, I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, everybody has spears. I don't want to have to remember 2 profiles. I don't want to have to hit on 3s. Everybody has spears. Yes, I have a couple guys who are modeled with sword and board. Everybody has spears. It's just easier that way. And it helps that the spear profile on Custodians is actually really, really good. But that is a rant for when we paint Custodes. Or build Custodes, because I need to build 2 more Terminators for that army because they did get a bit cheaper. And I think my current list got exactly 2 Alaris Terminators cheaper. Or not quite. Not quite that cheap, but I will gladly drop a squad of prosecutors for an extra Terminator. I think that's how the math works out. I should probably look at that. I should probably look at to see if Battle Scribe has updated yet for Chaos Knights. See just how many points I have to play with. Stompas, lads. Which I guess I should rename this too. 40 points. Is it just 40 points? Nope, these points values aren't updated yet. I know, because the Tyrant went down to 500 points flat. He's still 555 on this. I have 50 points less for a Knight Tyrant. This is insane. This is awesome. This is insane. Where? I think the despoiler went down too. So I'm hoping between those two going down a little bit, I can ditch the Nurglings out of my list for now. Because, like, let's be honest, I'd rather have another Stompa than another than a group of little Grot tanks fiddling around. I'm hoping I can then drop off that list the second Carnivore and pick up a Rampager. Because I do have a model picked out to use as a Rampager. You know, granted, I also have a mech model to use as another Carnivore, but I kind of want a squig in this army. I kind of want one squig in the army, and I think it's only right to get like a big squig and run him as a Carnivore. Because otherwise I have to get like a colossal squig, like the old Forge World model, and run him as a Rampager. But I think that big of an organic shape model would be kind of daunting to do in this paint style, because this paint style really appreciates hard edges a lot more than it does organic shapes. So, food for thought. We'll see. Oh, I guess I could do the math myself, since Battlescribe does still have the old points values. Oh. What does pink do, or are we getting... Now, I don't know. Also, work. I'm not at work. I'm at my hobby table. What does pink do? I know what purple does. Purple's the sneaky color. But I know them spiky bits that like to scream. Oh. Someone erased the fact that I just said that sentence. Because I was obviously going to make a Slanesh joke. But then that just came out a little bit too on the nose. Oh. Hail Hydrate. We all deserve a break after that joke. That was absolutely terrible. Oh, hey, look, we've almost been going for 2 hours. Well, we'll see. I kind of want to finish base coating, if nothing else. He is starting to look good. But I'm really excited to get some bright colors on him, because he looks a little grungy. A little dark tone. But we used the good bold pyrrole red is his highlight. Don't think that's how you say that. And that will just bring up his carapace real nicely, and we'll do good highlights on all the black areas, and it'll just like pow, really start to shine through. I'm sure there's a wiki page about all of the orcish colors. I'm sure there is. It's actually is probably worth referencing. Let's see. Warhammer. Let's see what this will give me. Orcs. Oh, wait, no, here we go. Ah! Go back. This one. Here we go. Okay. Green is the best, because orcs is green. Blue is lucky. Black is dead-ard. White is deadly. White is deadly. Interesting. Purple is sneaky because you've never seen a purple orc. Yellow is flashy for both explosions and fancy gubbins. So maybe we white? Do we do white for the brigands? Could. Ooh, we could. I might like that better than yellow. Sure. I don't know. Food for thought. Because, like, yellow orcs, the bad moons are iconic. The yellow of the bad moons is iconic. Just have to be a little careful about what highlight colors I use. Green highlights would work just fine. I can do. Yeah, yellow should be fine. I just think I need a more like mustard yellow, or maybe not even that far, but like I need a darker yellow. That's still like a full saturated yellow, because I've got this light golden brown, but it's very brown. Very much more a yellow tan than it is a darker yellow. Maybe I just have to pop on down to the shop and pick up another pot of paint before I... before I paint the models I don't even have built yet. So we've got time to decide. I'll probably stick with yellow. But this does mean that at least one of my big knights will be white. Something we think is deadly. Or deady, as I first read it. But like this could be a desecrator, because I think that's the one with the volcano lance on a Questoris chassis. This could be the weird boy and the abominant. That is something I want to do. I want to do a weird boy mech. I would love to have like a weird boy strapped to the outside of it, like by chains. Again, I'll have to go looking for designs when I get to the point of adding models for the fun of adding models. Right now, I'm trying to build a good usable list. Again, if I can find a tournament that allows something this ridiculous, it'd be so much fun to rock up to a tournament with this army. Just be like, all right, let's have a good wah. Let's have some fun. This army is probably also going to require me to make it a custom carrying case, because, oh, the Tyrant model is big. But that's fine. Just one more thing to enjoy building, enjoy making. Almost done with black for this guy. And like feel myself trying to speed up because I'm like excited to be done painting black. Sorry, Dune. Are you getting the Dune popcorn bucket? Nope. I don't go to the movies no more. I have not been to a movie theater since COVID. Well, one, if I'm gonna go out, I'd rather go out and do something a little more unique. Live theater is so much more enjoyable to me than going and watching a movie in a theater. And I'll just watch it when it becomes streamable on whatever. That's what I did for the first one, which was quite good. Just wish they hadn't like swept the whole like dinner scene from the face of the story, because it's like the best scene in that first book, and it's when they explain all of the crap about Arrakis. But no, we don't need that. We don't need the explanation for half of the underlying conflicts for this narrative. Not at all. Why would we need that? Why would we want to include that? Alright. Let's get the white touched up, and then we'll touch up the base of red, because there is a bit of spillage. And I will just go ahead and take this opportunity to hit his look and eye, an undercoat. But no, I have seen the memes about that thing. And I think this is a similar situation of the whole Bud Light fiasco. Of either someone didn't just go, wait, does this make sense to do? Either that, or someone just had very little oversight in designing that. Like, oh yeah, we'll do a sandworm. That'll be cool. Well, careful. Careful what you wish for. Careful what you make. Ah, yes, you just want them for collecting purposes, I'm sure. Oh, I need a pen. Little note to myself because I just had an idea. It's a secret tool that'll help us later. Just touch up the red in a few places, and then we may call it for the night. Starting to get a little tired. And I need to go to the gym in the morning. It is back and buys day. And I already had to miss one lift this week, so I'd rather not make it two. way too much red on my palette. I do not need that much. I do not have that many things to clean up. The more I look, the more I'll see, so it's always worthwhile. Yeah, that boy's starting to come together quite nicely. Boom, just like that. He's gonna look great. Yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna call it for the night. Oh, where is he? There he is. Hello. He's looking great. Highlights next time, and probably the black lining too. This is where, again, this is the kind of boring, messy feeling stage of this painting style, but the highlights make everything pop. The black lining just, chef's kiss, makes it look so good. So he'll come together. Maybe next stream, maybe I'll finish him on Sunday. But as a reminder, there is going to be an extra stream on my Instagram on Sunday, so if you're not following me over there, link in the description to my link tree and all the things. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure go share this stream or any of my other content with 1-2 friends you think might enjoy it. Make sure you've liked the stream. Hope you all have a lovely, lovely night, and I will see you all next time.